there are some movies that you should go in completely blind, no trailers, and just take it in. And this movie is one of those experiences. Together is a 2025 horror that tells the story of a couple who are victims of a curse that must make it out together as the couple. And one thing I will say before I get into my review is I had the most interesting theater experience with this. So I'm currently in a little town in Illinois, and they had an AMC theater close to me. So I went to the AMC theater, and this is like 1:20 showing, right? There was no employees in the front. I heard someone like in the back, I think they were doing storage something. I don't know what they were doing. So there was no one up front, no one in the theater. But the theater door was open for the movie that I was gonna go see. So I walked in, no one else in the theater, just me. And this AMC had some of the lights on a little bit and off a little bit walking in by myself, which already kind of created an eerie vibe with no one really being around for me personally. I've never had this experience with theaters. Anyway, so I go and I sit down, and the vibe of this theater only brought out the vibe of the movie more. And I started watching the movie, and I don't know when this happened, but I started seeing little shadows on the side of the walls, and it was employees walking by until finally, I don't know when they did this, but another employee shut the door. And the way that the employees were passing and I saw the shadow on the walls, it was really only during a lot of the creepy moments and little scares throughout. So that was the vibe of the theater. It definitely added to the experience. Not in a bad or good way, just was a different experience. Now, with that being said, let's get into my review. And for the first pro I want to give it is I really enjoyed the characters and how they portrayed the relationship. I really enjoyed even the bits and pieces that you get from the very beginning of the first scene of looking through those photos and just having that, and then the character come in and just seeing how things changed. Those little bits I thoroughly enjoyed. And I really did enjoy our two leads. I thought they did a great job. And from what I understand, they're also a couple in real life, so I can't imagine that's an interesting role to take. I also enjoyed how they portrayed the toxic relationship really throughout, and the way they really spread their message throughout the film. I thought they did a phenomenal job at that. Even with one of these side characters talking about their relationship and all that stuff, I thought that was a very nice touch to it as well. I also think the amount of gore and body horror we get, some might say it's a little disappointing how you get or you wanted more, but I think the best we did get was really good, as well as having really good scares, which is something I haven't really could give to a horror movie this year really at all. So that was really nice surprise as well. I also like the pace of this movie a lot. I thought it was the perfect length. You got enough time to really know the characters and their struggles and really what they're going through. And this was really well. I don't have any bad acting for anyone. I just really enjoyed this one and had a great time. This was a big surprise for me. Did not expect to have such a good time as I did. And I really thoroughly didn't. And I do think some people also could feel mixed about the end. More or less, if you're talking about the lack of like gore, or you're talking about how that is ending. And I actually like they did that. I enjoy that little top and just showing the max what people will go through when you're in that state of just not being able to let each other go no matter what. And I like that they just no matter what, they just stay together, even though you can sometimes they're just both miserable, and even one point he says he feels trapped. I enjoyed that bit as well. And I also found this movie to be kind of funny. I don't know, there was bits that I was like chuckled like once or twice as well. And that is really it for my positive, just most majority of this movie. And I only have one mix, and that is going to be the soundtrack. Now, there is a Spice Girls song played towards the end. That's a perfect song for that moment. That's not applicable when I say this. The music before that kind of took me in or out of the movie. It was took me in, took me out, took me in, took me out during some parts. So that was a mix for me. I don't know if that's anyone else. That's me personally. So that's the only really mixed / nag I can give it. And that's not even a big one at all. So really, with that being the end of this let's talk about some spoilers so you've been warned. And the first spoiler I do really want to talk about with people is just the fact of how they deal with how they go together as one person. I really enjoyed that scene when you're just taking the body, just putting one person, and when they open the door, it's just a whole different person. I really wish we did see the parents' reaction, but we did not. That would have been cool to see. And the way they portray the toxic relationship in the beginning of him looking really at the memories and spying a little bit, and then you see them interact for the first time, and it's just awkward is the best way I can describe it. Even with friends and family, when she proposes, it's just really awkward. And even when he proposes, it's kind of awkward. And the way they portray that is really great. Overall, I would say this is a great movie, and it is in theaters right now as of filming this. It is released yesterday. Check it out if you guys have not, and I will see you guys soon. And comment down below if you are going to see this or have seen this, and I will see you guys soon with a brand new video.